Hi, I'm Igor Sandman. I'm a pixel artist. I make a pixel art every day. I follow Pixel Dailies on Twitter, and today's theme is Totoro, as you can see here. Long overdue theme. In case you don't know, we're having a Ghibli week, and this is probably, I think it's the last one, and it's a nice character design to finish with. I've got questions from YouTube. Ryan, aka Pixel Jump, is asking, what do I do when when I'm not inspired by the theme? Obviously today I am inspired, but yesterday I wasn't so much. So it's an interesting question. As usual, all your questions are always interesting. We got a smart audience, and I'm happy about it. And I have no trolls so far. It's great. So yeah, I know what you mean when you say that. What you said. Oftentimes I haven't seen the movie or don't know much about the subject. I can seem to get inspiration to create a good piece. How often do you have the problem, so on and so on? Yeah, I know. When I decided to make this year-round challenge, I was afraid of that. I was afraid that would happen. That sometimes I would be stuck, not knowing what to paint. I'm trying colors right here. But yeah, the thing is, I don't know if I got lucky, but I never had any problem. I thought I would when I started, but in the end I didn't have any trouble finding the motivation. You know, when you decide to do something every day for an entire year, you're bound to lose your motivation at some point. But I don't think I will. I thought I would, but I thought I would have trouble. Not that I would drop out or anything, but I thought I would have some trouble some days, but never. And I think that's because when I'm not inspired, well, whether I'm inspired or not, I do this, but I'm focusing more on it if I'm not inspired. The thing I do is I try to find a challenge in everything. Like, I look at this character. Obviously I'm inspired by this because it's one of the best character design ever made. But I'm trying to find challenges in this. One example, in this specific case, one of my challenges would be to get this shape right. In pixel art you don't have the same freedom with your shapes because of all the squares that are formed by your pixels. And I want to get this shape just right. It's not just your regular oval shape, right? There's something to it. Like it's a bit like an egg shape, like it's broader at the bottom, but it's not an egg because it's flat down here. It's almost flat up here, and there's some kind of angle that's rather straight, I would say. It's not very curved. So that's one challenge I'm giving myself for this character, is trying to get the shape right. Also trying to get the volume right, since it's a volume. When you design the volume, when I'm talking about shape, I mean the silhouette. When I'm talking about volume, I mean the actual volume that this object would have if it was real. Because obviously when you paint something in 2D, you don't have volume. It's not 3D, right? And you gotta find a way to represent that. So today my challenge would be that, and I think it's been key in keeping my motivation. Is finding challenges, small things that sometimes they're very technical. Like yesterday, I wasn't inspired by, not much inspired by Porco Rosso, and what I did was I decided to. I noticed that all the detail, I talked about it actually, all the details are in the face, and then the rest of the body is very simple. It's especially true for that character. There's a lot of tiny details on the face, like the glasses, the the snort, the mustache, the goggles, and then the rest of the body is pretty simple. So it's a challenge to create so many details in a small area in pixel art. And that's what I decided to work on yesterday. And it helped me, it gave me something else to think of, rather than keeping my attention on, oh man, I don't like this character, or I haven't seen the movie, or I try not to think about it and approach it as a problem rather than something that's driven by passion, if you know what I mean. I can paint this guy driven by passion because it's a great character design. Porco Rosso, not so much. I gotta find something else to keep my attention on. I think this shape is kind of working. I'm trying to get this flat ends, these flat ends, and I think it's working okay. So yeah, I'm looking at your question to see if I'm missing something. So how do you get past it? How often do you have this problem? I have this problem, like, I would say 1/3 of the time, because, you know, Pixel Dailies, the topics are very, these guys have to find a topic every day, and not just 1 year, you know, it's been going for God knows how many years. So you gotta give them credit for coming up with so many topics. And sometimes the topic is a bit mundane. It's like shoebox or something, you know what I mean? And you gotta, as an artist, you gotta find some interest in it. Sometimes it's a movie, and not everyone has seen the movie, so like you mentioned. So yeah, you've got to take your responsibility and find a way to make it work. It's not their role, I think, to make it work for you. So it's not easy. But I'm not saying that you implied that it's their role, right? I'm just saying. And so you've got to find a way to make it work for you. And yeah, oftentimes they talk about things that the topic is something that doesn't really interest me, but I can find an interest in it. Sometimes it's something that I can't really find an interest in, as far as passion goes. But I always find a technical thing I can do with it, and that's what's helping me. Like recently, we had a topic that was trying to figure out what to do with the legs here. Recently we had a topic that involved Pokemon, I think. I'm not a big fan of Pokemons, but I had to find a way to make it work. So I tried to add a challenge to it, and in the end it ended up being one of my most popular pixel art piece. It was the one on what's Team Rocket. So yeah, you never know. And what was it? How do you get past it? Well, as I explained, I find a challenge. Do you force yourself to complete the piece so that you can move on to things you are more inspired by? I try not to fall in that trap, because forcing yourself to do something when it comes to art, in my opinion, it's not really productive. You gotta keep some interest in what you're doing, right? Trying to think what I want to do with this character, because I'm not sure this color scheme will work. So before I go further, I will try and get the perfect color for this. Maybe go towards brown. It's not really the character, right? It's kind of desaturated with a little bit of purple in the shadow, but it's gray. It's a warm gray, and I don't have that in my palette, so I need to cheat. That's why I was trying to go towards the gray. I think this could work actually. This could be the colors that I'm looking for, not this one. I'll try to make it slightly lighter. No. This is what I'm going to go with. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend that you force yourself. If anything, I think it would even be better if you just don't do it that day. If you really want to make a pixel art every day, and I think you're doing that also, right? You're trying to make a pixel art every day. I think I saw it on Twitter. If you really want to stick to your personal challenge, maybe it's a better idea to find your own topic and not use the Pixel Dailies that day. Personally, I try to find a way to make it work, even though I'm not really inspired by the topic. But it's up to you, you know? Maybe it's not working for you. I don't know if there's anything else I could say about this. Trying to think about it. I was kind of surprised that I never forced myself to do my daily pixel. Especially, as you said, when you're not inspired by the topic, or when the topic is about something that you're not familiar with, like a film you haven't seen, or I guess I'm lucky. Or maybe the thing that I'm using with the challenge thing, maybe that's the way to go, I don't know. Maybe I found the solution. It certainly is the solution for me, but it might not work for everyone. I'm struggling with this shape. I don't know, I'm not confident. What if I do this? It's probably better, right? Don't know. It's funny, the character is simple, but I guess the simplest character are sometimes the hardest character to make, right? I want this shape to be right. I want it to be just right. So one thing I just noticed is the white shape is going down as far as under the character, so it should probably go down to here. That's one thing that could help me create this shape. That helps define the leg also. Something like this. Obviously I will darken it, but actually I should probably just do this and then use another one for the volume, to define the volume. I do that often. I already told you that I usually use two colors, one for the light, one for the dark. And when I use an extra color, it's usually to create the darkest areas. And this could probably be even darker than that. Nah, it was better before. I'm under the impression that the light that I'm using is not helping me define the shape for now. This is already better, what I just did. It's tempting when you create your shape by first doing the shadow and then the light. It's tempting to stay inside the shape, and sometimes I don't dare to go to the edges. But oftentimes that's what you need to do. That's what I did right here, and it's working better for me. Alright, I should probably work a little bit on the features of the character, well, the facial features. I will try something with the eyes and see if it's working for me. I would like to try this, a white outline. But I'm not sure that's the character. Is it? Looks like a penguin now. What if I only have one dot here? Which means I would have to create something like this. I'm experimenting right now. I'll get rid of this one so it's not distracting. Can always do this. This is more graphic and it's closer to what's in there. But I don't know what I would do for a single, for this one which is on the side, you know what I mean? Something like this maybe. I want to keep this character oriented slightly to the right. I don't want it to be facing me like this. So I need to find a way to do that by cheating most of the time. I guess it's okay. By the way, I think we are just past the half of my yearly challenge. Pretty sure it's the case right now, at this very minute. At least I know when this episode is over, I know I will be past my halfway point. So it's been 6 months since I've been doing this. And I was thinking tomorrow I should probably talk about why I'm doing this yearly challenge and how I'm doing it, my experience so far. It might be of some interest to some of you. This grade's a bit too dark, right? But I don't have anything in between, so I'll keep it like that. I'm a bit disappointed that I couldn't find the perfect color for the light and shadow. Maybe I should try harder, I don't know. But I want to move on with the character a little bit. It still looks a lot like a hole, which is, I guess, kind of the inspiration for the character, but still. Let's see if I can get a mouse going. I don't know if it's helping me or not. I like it like this. I kind of like this leaf on his head, so I'll keep it. It's not really working, right? This is a little bit better. Alright, so what can I do? I should probably try and get this more towards the right. Just 1 pixel is enough, I guess. I don't know. It's not very expressive, right? I should probably do something with the arms, a bit like in this picture. Let's see. I should probably give him his umbrella, right? I think it's important for the character. So let's try something with it. I will use another layer so I can do this. And then erase what I don't need. I'm using the transparency to show the shape that I had before through it. And oh, I forgot this part. And I should probably make this darker. Alright. It's not supposed to be so round, right? It's supposed to be flatter, but I don't know. One thing I can do is this. It's probably better like this, right? Alright. I will probably, I should make, you know, there's two ways I can do the handle, like this, which is something that I don't like. I don't like these kind of lines, I should say. I'd rather do this, but it's too dark also. I must confess I'm not happy with my character. I don't know what to do with him. The problem is when you are having such a great character design, you're easily disappointed by your own work, right? Because it's so good that inevitably you feel you've got that imposter syndrome. You know what I mean? I guess I will try the smile again. Yeah, I think that will help me. Something like this. This is nice. Still not very happy with the eyes. I will make the other arm. Too long. Much better. Well. I want to make the umbrella is not working in terms of, I don't know. There's a lot of things I want to change with this. First, it's too long. And then it's too narrow. I want it to be much broader than this. I will Let's see now. I will do it with the selection tool. See, now that I have the selection tool, I can paint in it like this, and I know I will have a round shape because of the selection itself. It's not centered. That's better. Let's see if I can increase the contrast here. This is the one that I had earlier. It's not very readable on top of the blue, and I don't want to change the blue color in the background. But then again, it's not very important, right? So I don't know what I should do. Nah, not pretty. So the shape is working for me now, but I think I need to find a way to make it pop a little bit. Oops. Maybe maybe define the shape with a lighter color. Or maybe a rim light. Or maybe just leave it like that. It doesn't matter, you know, I'm trying to make it pop, but it doesn't matter because it's not the center of interest. This is the center of interest and it's popping just fine, so I shouldn't worry too much, I think. What I want to do is give another shot at finding the perfect color combination for this gray. And I don't want to stray from my palette, you know. It's part of my challenges that I mentioned earlier. I want to make it work with my palette, and if repeatedly I find myself stuck for the same reason, then maybe it's time to add a color to my palette. But if as soon as I'm stuck like now, I add a color, I will end up with a messy color palette that I had already, and I talked about that in the previous videos. This is a palette that I created over time since I've been working on that palette for 2 years, and it ended up so it's going all over the place, and the colors aren't going very well with one another, so this is much more manageable. So I will give it another shot, okay? One thing I can do is using the brown as a shadow, but it's a bit too saturated. This is a bit muddy. Well, same thing for this. This won't work, I know. Too saturated. This is kind of nice, but it's very dark, and this is very light. And I'm not sure I should make the gray darker, you know. It's not the same character. But it's a bit dead for now, you know. I like to have a variation of hue between the light and the dark. What else can I try? This is too bright. Maybe I should try and get this gray. Change the gray to try something with it. Right now I'm trying random things, okay? Things that I'm pretty sure won't work, but I want to try them. I'm not sure I can find a color that works. This could help me a little bit. Nah, I think I should keep it like this and use the purple for the darkest shadows. Yeah. That's probably what I should do. Now let me something that's part of the character design is the claws. It's like a mix between a mole and a owl, as I see it. I don't know if that's what the designer intended, but that's how I see it. So maybe I should try and bring those claws in with skin color. I'm not sure it's working. Not this one actually. This can work, but here it's disappearing in the shadow, so I want to keep it simpler. Alright, time to get back to the eyes. I'm not happy with the eyes, with the way they look. What can I do? I will try things on the side. So I tried maybe I should do this and I'm pretty sure this guy should be, wait a second. But if I do that, I don't know what to do with the other one except the same thing. That's not the character, right? It's not working. What if I do this? He looks angry. Yeah, this is kind of working. Ever since I started working on this guy, well, ever since I started thinking about it, I'm wondering if I should add the whiskers. I don't think I should. Let's try. Well, first I will erase this. I don't need it. I will keep the eyes as they are for now. And let's see what I can do with the whiskers. The resolution that I have now is making the whiskers too big. I don't want to do it. But what I should do is focus on the pattern on the belly. Well, I should make sure the shape of the belly is working. Right now it's not. All right, I think the overall shape is fine like this. What I need to do now is define its volume. I don't know if I should go so far as this. Probably. Yeah, I kind of like it. I'm not very happy with this one line between the mouth and the belly. I would like to have more room, but yeah, maybe I should just cut it. Maybe even like this, right? All right, what kind of volume can I bring to the teeth? Yeah, it's all right. It's a bit too saturated, maybe. What I'm trying to do here is making it look like it's coming towards the camera. So I'm adding shadow on the sides. That's one way of representing this kind of shape. If it was an entire sphere like this, it's easy. I would just add a shadow below like this. But here it's inside the skin, so. Don't think that's helping. All right, so should I add the pattern? Should I try something with it? I will do it on another layer so I don't lose anything. I don't like patterns, so I might not do anything about this. It's breaking the shape, it's breaking the pixel clusters, and I'm not a fan. You see how this is making the this big shape weaker now that I added details on it. I don't like that. And I guess it would be even worse if it's just dots like this. Maybe not. Maybe I can get away with this. No, like this. What else can I do to improve it? There's probably plenty of things I can do to improve it, but what do I want to do? Kinda like him. It's probably not my best character, but it's working. Should I try to define? No, I don't think I should. Let's see. Oh, I'm on a new layer, so I will try. Not sure. What if I try to make it lighter? Wait. Yeah, I'll try to make these lighter and see if it's better. Nah. Do I want to keep that? I'm not a big fan. I liked how it looked with a broad shape like this. It's working nice. I think the claws are drawing a lot of attention, don't you think? This is probably more discreet. Yeah, it's better. What else? Do I keep the eyes like this? I don't know. I don't know what to do with these eyes. Another thing I could try, I will do it on another layer. Right now on my new layer I'm adding gray, so I'm removing the eyes essentially. So on top of it I can try anything I want. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Is it still the same character? Because I like that. I usually do that with my eyes, just black spots. But is it still the same character now? I prefer this to that. But I'm not sure it's recognizable. You know what? I will keep it like this because I prefer it that way. It's cuter, right? I need to keep a mental note of the problems that I had with these two colors. So maybe later I will add something. In my old palettes, I had warm grays like these. Could probably use that. If I were to use my old palette to do it, just for the fun of the exercise, I would do it with these colors. Like this and like this. That's what I would have done with my older palettes, but that's no, I don't want to use this anymore. Yeah, I think I should keep it like this. I'm wondering if this is the shadow that I used on my other character. It might be this one. I don't remember. What was it? I will use a darker one, and the day I put them all together, which is probably today, I will make sure the shadow is the same color. Alright. Well, I guess that's it for today. If you guys have, as usual, if you guys have questions, ask them in the comments or come see me in your social media of choice. I will soon post a picture where I put all my Ghibli characters in one canvas. I will post it on Twitter. So I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.